So today we are going to do a quick set, a quick spring set. I think they're quite fun. They are a little bit of lace stamping and a little bit of semi-sheer iridescent, which is really popular right now. These are somewhat older colors. Well, actually, no. One is new, one is older. So I'm not 100% sure if you can get the exact color that I used for polish today, but I think you can get something very similar if you don't get the exact same. So this one has kind of a gold sheen on a pink background. I'm going to be using Restless Daliah by Maniology, which is new. I just got that. The other one that I'm using is called Happi. It is a Zoya color. Zoya is a really nice polish brand if you haven't heard of it before. It's definitely worth a check. And we'll get started. So in order to do this set, the first thing that I did was I put 2 of these. I'm going to move these over. We're going to be using those, but not yet. So I put 2 coats of this on 2 nails. You can see the first coat is pretty sheer. And I wanted a little bit more opacity to it. And then the rest of the nails are going to get coated in Happi. I'm not too worried about my cream color if it is a little bit streaky, because when I go over it with the Happi, it's going to smooth all of that out. The fun part about iridescent shears, if you haven't played with them before, is that if you use them on top of a more opaque color, what you get is this lovely matching tone, but with less opacity. I'm going to put these in my light carefully and let them dry up for a few minutes. And while that is drying, I'm going to set these aside. I'll tell you a little bit about the plates I'm using today. So this one is from Maniology, and it's a newer plate. I just purchased it about a month ago, so I'm sure you can still get it. The thing I love about it is they have 2 different sizes for each of the French, and then they also have strips that match the French. And some of them have bunnies, some of them have butterflies, most of them have flowers, which I love for spring and summer. I think it's a great plate for, throughout. These are kind of almost like sunflowers. This one has a butterfly in the middle. Not sure if you can see that on screen. These are flowers. These are tulips and chickees. These are bunnies and these are bunnies. And then there's some more flowers up at the top. So we're going to be using that, and also this plate here, which you have seen in other videos. I do love this plate. It has great etching, which makes it super easy. It is also double-sided, and we're going to be using a little bit of both sides. And it has layered stamps as well, so you can layer your stamps if you choose to. Also a great spring-summer plate. So we're going to be using those 2, and we're going to be using I just have an older bottle of Puin, and that's pure white. So we're just going to be just 2, just the polish and the white. We're not doing anything else fancy, so it's a quick, easy, fun set to do. I am going to start by getting a new piece of tape for my stamper. Today I am using my new, this one I got at Maniology as well. It's their jelly stamper, so it has a little more give to it when you stamp. And I put my lovely fingerprints all over it, so I'm just going to take that off. I did not have to prep this one very much, which was nice. So that was easy. I'm going to start with this bigger flower right here. And you really want to make sure with this particular plate that you coat it because the etching is nice and deep. And then I'm going to pick that up. Nice and clean. And I'm just going to pick up this. So one of the ones that is less opaque. I just flipped over my... I'm going to line it up. And then because this is a jelly, you can really kind of press into the nail so that you don't end up off on your French, which I also really appreciate and love. Because there's nothing worse than stamping and then finding out that you are off in your center part and everything looks funny after that. I'm just going to clean that off with a little bit of tape. And while I'm at it, because I already did this set, I'm actually going to go over, so I just did this one, now I'm going to go over and do this one just so that I have them both done. If you were doing this in the salon, it should really only take about 5 to 8 maybe extra minutes to do this whole set on a client, which is, again, really nice because it's a great way to upsell without having to sacrifice and go into your next appointment. So I'm going to do the same thing again, where I line it up over the top. I'm going to hit that center flower right in the middle and just wrap it around the nail, tuck it tight, and there we go. Super easy. Clean off my stamper, and now we're going to go into, I'm going to clean those off. We're going to go into our lace strip over here. I'm going to do 2 with that. So again, just making sure that I really fill it in. You can see, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you can see it when you're working with it, how deep those grooves really are. So you can see whether you've filled them well or not. Nice and clean. And we're going to go with this middle one. For this one, I went straight across, so you just want to kind of line it up wherever looks good to you about the middle of the nail and try to get it so it goes right across. Makes a nice little lace. Looks like a strip of very fine lace going across the middle there. And in a minute we're going to put some butterflies on that, but I want to do one more strip because we have one nail that has some negative space on it. So I'm going to fill that in again. Being generous with my polish. Swiping once quickly, picking up, and then I always just kind of take my finger and take off anything. If I have like little extras, sometimes you get little extras from one of the others. And we're going to pick this one up over here. And have my hand in the right position this time. And I'm going to use the top half of this stamp for the top corner and the bottom half for the bottom corner. And in order to do that, you have to be a little bit aware of the size of your nail and what you're going to be using. I'm just going to tap that down, flip the stamp over, and come in at the bottom. And I like to hit it just above that bottom corner. If you don't like having just that little corner edge showing, you can absolutely go in and put a little piece of your design in there. I don't really mind it. But you can see I just tapped off a little tiny piece right there. And that just fills in that space. So that's that one done. See, this is super fast. Super easy, but super pretty and elegant. Great for a wedding or somebody going to a wedding. Lovely for a bride if she doesn't want to wear the typical French. Okay. For the last one, we're going to move over to this plate. I'm going to wipe off my scraper. And for this one, I used a couple of the lacy, because I wanted to keep it with that very light lacy butterflies. And then I did grab a couple of these that we're going to put on this nail here. So if you look, I have a couple of lacy butterflies, and then I have a couple solid over here. So we're going to start with the lacy ones. This is also a deep plate, so I'm going to go ahead and fill. scrape, pick up. I'm going to get rid of anything I don't want to appear on the final press. And then I'm going to pick this guy up. And actually I used a different one on the first one, so, but that's okay. We're going to put him right at the corner here and tuck in any extra. I just realized that as I was picking it up, I was like, oh, that's okay because they're all pretty and fun. Maybe we'll do this one just a little different than the original. And I think I'm going to go with this one next, since we're changing it a little bit. The beautiful thing about stamping is you can really customize it to whatever client you're working with. And if they like a particular thing better than something else, then you go with that. Okay, I'm going to stick that there. And then on the original one, I have a little flower at the back. That is actually this over here. But I think I might actually do this right here. So I kind of like this little fanned out. Goes with our butterflies. So I'm just using the corner of that design because I'm going into the corner of this. So even though this has a lot of different pieces, you can just use a piece or a part, which is one of those things I love about this plate. And I'm going to back this up because I don't want this whole design on here. I just want the corner. So there we go. Yeah, I like that a lot. And last but not least, I said we were going to add a few more butterflies to this guy here, and we're going to do that. In order to do that, we're going to use this little one right here. And then we may use a couple of my little friends on the back. We'll see. So you can see I'm just using the corner of my jelly stamper right now because I don't really need it in the middle. And it's easier for me to manage if I can just pull it from the side. I think sometimes you have to kind of play with the arrangement a little bit to figure out where exactly you want it. So we're going to go kind of straight on right there. I'm going to flip over, and I have these teeny tiny butterflies right here, and we're going to use those. I'm going to make them look like they're heading towards the lace. Right there. And then I did also have half of one on the opposite side. Now the way that I got that one is back on the other side. But I only did half of the butterfly. So what I did was I just put paint on half of it, and then I picked it up. Oop, that didn't pick up right. Let's try that again. So you got to think about whether you want it facing this way or this way, because you're only doing half. You can actually do the whole thing if you want and then just take off what you don't want. So I'm going to take that out, and then I'm going to just use my finger to just kind of dab out that half I don't want, so that now you just get half a butterfly, and he looks like he's flying towards the lace, and then we're going to put that right at the edge of the lace there, so he looks like he's going to land on the lace. I think that's just very cute. Okay, I'm going to clean off my plate. You can see that we are pretty much done here. This one I did in shiny, so I'm actually going to do this one in matte, I think, just so we can see what that looks like. If I have matte. I don't know if I have matte. I have to look. Hold on. We might be on a shiny mission. Just see. I have matte at the salon, but I don't know that I have it here. I don't think I do. So we're going to have to go with... we're going to have to stick with our shiny for this one. But if I get a hold of my matte, I will try to include a photo of what it would look like. I'll try to map them and then show you what it would look like. I am going to use my Maniology Smudge Free Top Coat because I do love that top coat when I'm stamping. And then I'm just floating the top coat over the top of the stamps. You don't want to drag your top coat into your stamp because it will make your image blurry. Nobody wants a blurry stamp after they have worked so hard to get them there. So I'm going to top coat these and we'll put them in the light for a few seconds. And then we will be done. One quick, easy, simple, fun, and elegant spring nail set for you this morning. There we go. So I will dry those up, but that is the finished product that we have. And so you've got two slight variations of the same set of nails. They were a lot of fun to do. They're very quick and easy. Enjoy!